You are watching a master at work.
I am the genius of boxing. I am an analyst.
Hey people, what's up, man? This is your boxing genius from SBMboxing.com. I know you people really appreciate what SBM has done during the course of the year. I know you're applauding for it. You know, and you appreciate my ladies also saying to subscribe. That's what you got to do, man. Subscribe so you get the latest and the best from boxing. Right from here, from SBM Boxing Family, man. But anyway, today we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with Amir Khan. You know, Amir Khan, as we all know, that Amir Khan, when he last fought Devon Alexander last year in December, he took Devon Alexander to school. He gave Devon Alexander a good ass whipping, as we all know about that. After the fight itself, and we all know that, Amir Khan called out Floyd Mayweather Jr. And then we also know that Floyd Mayweather Jr. came on the show with Kevin, and they interviewed him about the fight that's going to happen now, May the 2nd. Finally, after so many years, we're going to get the fight, this big mega fight with Pacquiao and Mr. Moneyman Floyd Mayweather Jr. But anyway, you know, Amir Khan was in the handling, in the picture, in the mix. He kept waiting, just like Cotto was in the mix, in the picture, waiting to see what FMJ's decision was going to be. Is it going to be Pacquiao? Is it going to be Khan? Or is it going to be Cotto? As we all know, for a fact, the boxing genius, you guys know, I was saying that he was not going to fight Pacquiao, that actually he was going to fight Cotto. Well, guess what? It is a no-no, and I was wrong. And, you know, hey, it was just my opinion, my way of I was seeing things, you know. So now Amir Khan is back out there looking for a contender, looking for somebody to fight. And he did the same thing back when Floyd Mayweather Jr. also had the actual, what we call the voting aspect for his fans. We know that Amir Khan won the voting by the fans, but Mr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. went and fought Marquez Maidana. But again, you know, Amir Khan is a guy that, you know, this man, you know, he is 28 years old. He's great. He's only lost 3 fights, you know. And the 2 fights, the last one, you know, one that he lost with Danny Garcia at the 140, to me that was lucky, you know. And Danny Garcia has never, ever, the way I'm looking at it, given the opportunity for a rematch, which would be a good fight. I think that Amir Khan, if he's looking for somebody, besides not looking for Floyd Mayweather Jr., he might be trying to invite, or he should invite Danny Garcia, give him a rematch, which I doubt. You know, the way Danny's seen the fight, that he manhandled Devon Alexander, I think that Danny Garcia don't want nothing to do with him right now. So Amir Khan is unlikely. He was going to face Kell Brook, but now it's unlikely he'll face Kell Brook. He looks to negotiate and tries to go and get Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto, as we know, he holds the title at 160, the linear champion, the make-believe champion. I'm sorry to say, again, I am Boricua, I am Puerto Rican, but you asked me about boxing, and I like to talk boxing. I'm not going to bullshit you. I am going to tell you the way it is, the way I see it, my opinion. You know, Cotto is a paper champ. Cotto is not the real champ at 160. If he doesn't fight Triple G, which I doubt he fights him, he's not a true 160 champ, okay? So what do we have? Amir Khan is looking at Cotto. And if he's going to fight Cotto, he might have to fight Cotto at what? 154. Some people told me in conversations I had this week with some people that love boxing, I asked them about that fight. They saying to me that if Cotto was to fight at 154 against Amir Khan would get knocked the fuck out by Cotto. I don't know. I really don't know. I feel as though that Amir Khan got stronger at 147. If he jumps up to 154, what makes you think that he will not get stronger? Only certain boxers can do that. Amir Khan has demonstrated that he went from 140 to 147, and actually he got stronger. He's not like Adrian Broner, a fucking bum, that he looked like a pussy. He had to go back down to 140 and stay your ass down to 140. But anyway, he was going to fight Kell Brook. Who was Kell Brook? And I am going to tell you, again, my opinion, the way I see things. Most of you people are going to disagree with me. Some of you are going to agree with me. Give me a comment. Tell me something. Hey, genius, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Well, tell me why I'm wrong. Why is Kell Brook today rated number 2 in Ring Magazine in the welterweight division? Who the fuck is Kell Brook? A 33-0, 28 years old, 22 knockouts, but his resume really fucking sucks. So he beat Sancheco, knocked him out in the 8th round, TKO. He only had one loss, Sancheco. Sancheco, another one. I really don't know who the fuck Sancheco is. Who the fuck is Sancheco? Another poor-ass resume. Then you beat Sean Porter, who was 24-0 at the time. Sean Porter, he just came into the pictures just recently also. So Kell Brooks beats Sean Porter, and all of a sudden, this guy is rated number 2 in the welterweight division. Now, the way I keep saying things, man, boxing, the way I keep saying about this shit is Mauricio Soliman from the WBC, he's preparing shit so just in case Mayweather wins, he has another little pussy ass to fight. Rated number 2, Kell Brook. Who the fuck has Kell Brook beaten and demonstrated to me? Maybe to you people, yes, but not to me. Sancheco and Sean Porter? Man, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Amir Khan doesn't want to fight him right now. Amir Khan is looking for money. Okay? Cotto would be a good attraction because we all know, as we all know, Floyd Mayweather Jr., number 1, Pacquiao, number 2, Canelo, number 3, and Cotto, number 4, as far as money attractions, business-wise, in boxing. So what do you think Amir Khan's going to do? He's going to look for one of those guys. And that's what he's looking for, Cotto. And if Cotto wants to fight him at 154, I don't know. Maybe Cotto and Freddie Roach is probably saying, no. They're probably also afraid because, Amir Khan doesn't look weak. Don't fuck with that guy, okay? So what is Amir Khan doing? I think Amir Khan now is coming into the California, if I'm mistaken, this week or next week, whatever, to start training for his next fight. And as we all know, his advisor is the same advisor that Floyd Mayweather Jr. has. The brain man, the man who thinks, the man who has all the bright ideas. Al Heyman, who do you think is the advisor for Khan? And I'm pretty sure Khan is looking at, maybe he's eyeing Cotto, like we said. But at the same time, excuse me for a minute. I think that he should also looking at Timothy Bradley, as we all know. Timothy Bradley, he's one loss. Timothy Bradley, eventually he lost to Pacquiao in the rematch. And then he was drawing Diego Chavez, they became a draw. Then you got Juan Manuel Marquez, the only man in boxing that's ever knocked out Pacquiao. He said he wasn't going to fight no more or whatever. He was retired. After Pacquiao invited him. And now that Pacquiao is probably fighting now FMJ, now Marquez wants to come back. Fine. So take on Marquez. And you got also Chris Algeri, A lot of people say it was a cherry pick. Chris Algeri only lost one fight, and that was to Pacquiao. Well, he was a champ, a boosted champ, whatever, but he was still a champ somewhere. He had a belt somewhere, a crackerjack box belt, the ones that have been given out lately to all the boxers in WBC and WBA and WBO. All those goddamn councils are creating these damn big-ass titles, which don't mean shit. They should give me one. Look, the big guy. Or the boxing genius. What do you think about that shit? That'll be just great, right? Well, anyway, looking at a former lightweight champion also, I wouldn't mind. To me, honestly, I wouldn't mind Amir Khan maybe inviting Marcus Maidana. Take on Marcus Maidana and go kick Marcus Maidana ass and then tell the people after the fight, the fans in boxing, what would have happened to Mr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. would have fought you. Because he didn't do shit to no fucking Marcus Maidana. But if you kick his ass, then you can talk the shit you want to talk. That's the way I look at things, Khan. You have to do things, and talk it over with your advisor. That's what I say, And like I say, Khan, who impressively outpointed, Devon Alexander, I mean, he kicked his ass. Hey, he should be in for a big payday. And I'm pretty sure, that Mr. Al Heyman is just going to do that for him, Like I said, you got Cotto, you got Bradley, you got Marquez, you got Algeri, you got Marcus Maidana. That's at welterweight. If you go, besides Cotto, if you go to 154 route, then things might change, Khan, because Cotto is there, but you got Lada, but Lada's not a money man, Molly's not a money attractor, and I do understand all that, But anyway, I like to go back to the theater, say hello to my people, and say, yay, what's up, the boxing genius knows what he's talking about. And I love you guys, I'm going to tour a little bit about New York, like I said, maybe go see my boy, the artist in Central Park. What do you think, dude, about the suggestions and the video that I have just created today for the boxing fans out there? Just let them know what's up. But anyway, as we all know, SBM family is big. It keeps growing. It keeps bringing in subscribers. It keeps bringing in some ladies also. If you look at that video, man, with those two ladies, some people say that they like them big. Well, we can give it to them big. But anyway, they talk about the SBM boxing family. Talk about Kenneth, Let's Speak Boxing, my son. They talk about Waki Jonose, and we ain't seen him for a while. They talk about Rock. They talk about Chino, Angel Chino. They talk about Clyde. So, we have a big family here. And by the way, that this Saturday, we're going to have a little something here between Keith Thurman and the actual Ghost Guerrero here at Little MGM Studios, So guess what, people? I'm going to talk to you people maybe Saturday. We'll see you around. We love you. God bless. And for those, again, that say that the genius does not know what the fuck he's talking about, guess what? You know what you can do for me, right? You can kiss my ass. So, good night, man. Love you guys.